Good morning. Welcome to Barton Bells. My name is Lauren.
And I'm Ian.
And this is the body weight class, week number 3. Here we play with our body weight, working on a little bit of wrist prep, light body weight warm up, get into some crawls, some core activities, and ultimately we're working on our handstand, so we'll be climbing the wall today. Stay tuned. We'll get started nice and easy, and we'll see where it takes us. There'll be some single leg squats in there too.
Ooh, gotta have that pistol style squat. First, it's heads, necks, and then through that rib cage. Open your stance to a place that's comfortable for you. Maybe it turns out to be a little wider stance in a squat later. And at first, we'll draw a figure 8 shape with our head and neck. It starts with a little chin tuck as to look down, then looking across the collarbone, clavicle to the shoulder, then up the shoulder, up the wall, towards the center of the body overhead, and then pull the chin right back down the middle. Repeat the other side. It's from that flexion looking down to gentle rotation looking out to the side. Continue looking up the wall, towards the ceiling, and pull the crown head high, returning the face or head to the level position. Now repeat in the other direction, meaning extension or up first. We'll go up. Up turns into the rotation. Then look down, around the clavicle, to the midline or sternum, and pull down on the neck to stabilize the up extension phase. And final one for the head neck is a rotation, a chin tuck looking down, and then again, a nice little rotation back to the middle, and pull the head back on nice and straight. Next, same movement pattern through the rib cage. For that, I like the hands in a little bit tighter, with the shoulder blades squeezed or retracted. Start with the modest head chin tuck, and then it's the flexion shape through the rib cage. I'll rotate towards the right in this case, and then I'll side bend. From there, I'll go up and over until my chin, my sternum, my belly button line up, and then I'll pull right back down the middle. It's repeating the same in the opposite direction. The flexion forward, a rotation, and then a side bend. An up and over extension to the middle, and pull the rib cage back on. We can start testing that shield right away. Now keep pulling down on those abs as we extend up, and then we'll do the rotation, a side bend, a rotation again, or circle shape to the front, and continue to pull down on those abs as we extend through that T-spine or upper back, and then a rotation, a side bend, and the final move here is that rotation to the middle again, and pulling down on abs to lift up through the shoulders. One last move from me from standing, and then we'll take it to the floor with Lauren, and we'll address some shoulder blades here. With the hands at your sides, effortlessly shrug your shoulders up, and then find the armpits or lats as we pull those shoulder blades down. Repeating again. Elevate, shrug up, and down. Next, protract or round those shoulder blades forward, and then retract, but ensure again that the rib cage is staying compressed onto the hips with the abs. Repeating again, a forward shape, and then a together shape. In most of our workouts, the armpits stay low, but in this workout, being the handstands, elevate those shoulders for stability, safety, and strength. And then relax and give it a shake too. More to come on the upper body pieces. Until then, take it away.
Let's get to the floor and warm up those wrists. But before that, we should do our feet. So let's stand up nice and tall. And gently bend the knees, working those ankles a little bit in, maybe a little hip hike, hula hips as you're down here, and then come back to center. See if you can sink a little bit lower by tipping that tailbone back or that anterior tip in the hips, and then push down into the floor to stand up nice and tall. Hips come all the way through. Let's find our first balance, this time on our feet. We'll push down to go up. Toes are driving down, all of them. Cheeks are squeezing, core is braced. Let's add a little knee bend and try to keep those heels up. Then we'll place the heels down, but we'll peel one heel up and switch heels, peeling the other heel up and switch, marching through the feet here lightly, trying to stay the same height as we do this. Now coming to both balances, we'll push down to go up again. Now that you're up here this time, you've had some practice, could you look around the room, changing your gaze? Then bring it back to center, control the down to the heels. We'll blend that into a knee bend. And from here, we'll continue bending the knees. We'll get to a place where those heels have to peel up. We'll land softly on the knees. extending the hips, pointing the toes out the back. Let's sit down for 1 second on these, see how that feels, and then extend the hips back through and we'll land on our hands. As we hinge on the hips, we'll come down through the fingers and then the palms will connect to the floor. Remember that landing as we practice our handstands today, especially that step-in entry. We'll rotate the elbow pits forward, pull the shoulders down, and just breathe, feeling the grip through all the fingers, the connection through the callus or those knuckles, as well as the base of the butt of the hand. Now gently pull yourself forward, keeping the elbows straight, trying to get your shoulders to over your fingertips, and then press yourself back. Let's repeat that again. Pull yourself forward, and then press yourself back. And one last time, pull yourself forward, and then flick through the fingers and press the floor away. Now, there's something new in here today, and we haven't had it in about 6 weeks. So I need to close the blinds so Ian will continue with you on the floor.
We have that wrist extension, very useful shape for said handstands, and also then the rotation at those hands. So we'll be hinging on the hips again, fingers facing to the side, and land fingertips, callus lines, and then full hands onto the floor. From there, it's a push. One way to go the other, and then push the other way here, and returning to the other side. We're emerging from the darkness here, Lauren. Thank you very much. And again, to continue, feel the push going one way, to go the other. And if we return to the middle, if we push equally, both hands can flick and both hands can extend. We're back into the light, and Lauren's going to join us in just a second to continue. But if you feel that you're going one way in the handstand, push the other. It's a lot of the time the rule of opposites. And we're back.
We're back. I mean, it's sad to block out that sun, but it's all for you on YouTube. So let's bring that leg forward into our lunge position and just warm up those hips slightly. Our back toe is tucked, our front shin is vertical. We're pulling that front leg in, trying to keep our hips relatively level here, and our shoulders or our rib cage on top. Squeeze that back cheek, feel that front leg pull in. Now we'll pull so much that we'll drift forward. Try to think about leading with your hip, not leading with your belly button, not leading with your chest, but squeeze that hip. You might not go as far because it might be pretty stretchy. And then push back and meet with that hip. Let's do that one more time. We'll pull forward and then we'll push back. We'll heel toe that leg open and do that same idea twice from over here. Then we'll get to our first core exercise. We're driving down that side leg, feeling some tension on the adductor, but light tension on the hip flexors as we drift, and then push forward to come back to tall. Repeat again, drifting knee towards over toe, and then push yourself forward to come back. Heel toe that leg back to center, zip it underneath, and repeat on the other side. Levelish hips, front shin vertical, leg pulled in, back cheek squeezed, quiet hip flexor up front as we drift forward, leading with that back hip. Then push forward to go back, cage stays on top. One more time in that forward direction, square the cage up. Sometimes we get a little twisty, and then we'll push forward to come back. Again, heel toe that leg open only as far as you can go that the hips stay forward, and then we'll drive down, pull ourselves over, feeling some work through the underside, some work through the groin, and then pushing back. One last time, back hip remains extended. We'll pull over, and then we'll press back. Heel toe that leg back to the front, pull it underneath. We're going to set up in our A-frame position first. We'll walk out to a plank, and then we're going to be walking our feet to our hands. Here we're working on that compression, some time on our wrists and our core. So all that means is hands land on the floor, toes tuck, hips lift. Let's start with a little bend in the knees here. Prioritize that anterior tip or tailbone to the ceiling. Now, as you straighten your knees, don't think about pushing your heels to the floor. Think about pulling your femurs up to the ceiling. Pull, 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 pull for 3, 2, then we'll walk our hands forward into our first plank. Hands are under shoulders, cheeks are squeezed, pulling down, creating tension in your abs. If I lifted your legs up, I'd lift you into a handstand for 3, 2, hips lift, feet walk to hands. Hands stay flat on the ground. Breathe, hold, then walk your hands forward again into that plank position. This time in that plank, think of that cross-body tension. So without moving, pull your right hand to your left hip. and your left hand to your right hip, and do both at the same time, and squeeze and brace. And then lift the hips and walk the feet to the hands again. Maybe you are able to get a little closer. Pulling those femurs to the sky. And one last time, we'll walk out into that plank position. And we'll combine both tensions this time. So pull in parallel, right hand to right hip, left hand to left hip. Then pull in the X pattern of tension, right to left, left to right. Parallel, X. Then hips lift. Last time, feet to hands, feet to hands, feet to hands, feet to hands. Then slowly push through the fingers, tuck the chin, stack yourself up, unrolling, all the way to toe.
Awesome. How do those hands feel? As Lauren mentioned, it's for core strength. It's for shoulder endurance, and always to check in, how does it feel on those hands? So we'll take a break off the hands and instead explore the squat. Lauren warmed us quite nicely in that parallel stance. So let's just open it up and then open it up even a little bit further. Right here, Chico style squat, weight transfers. We'll pull ourselves down and towards the squatting position. And as we stand up, pulling together nice and tight. Then flick and point and land. And this time, find a single leg base of support, cramping that standing leg glute. And then point and land and single leg again. Nice, I don't need the bar yet today, but use your balance aids as needed. And for the final one, find that knee position, point, land, and then the last one on this side, squeeze the standing leg glute, and then open, and then down, and push through to get tall. Awesome. Then shake.
Look at Palmy glowing in the sunlight.
I know.
She's like growing for the first time in 6 weeks.
Embracing the sunshine.
All right, we're back to the floor to crawl. Just because we warmed up, not just because we warmed up that squat, we're going to come down and move a little laterally through our squat position. So find that stance, pull yourself down. This is where we go a hand, hand, a foot, foot. We'll start nice and small. It'll be a hand, hand, and then a little hop to a foot, foot. I want you to land softly and back into that squat position. A hand, hand, maybe a little more hang time, a foot, foot. One more time. Hand, hand, foot, foot. Hi, Palmy. And then we'll go back. Hand, hand, foot, foot. Good. Breathing, landing softly, getting towards that upside down position, or whatever's safe for you. Last one. And ending up in our squat. Pressing to tall.
We like that one because A, it's fun. And B, when we are in those handstands, we need to get comfortable with some bailing strategies on how to dismount. So it's practicing a cartwheel or that monkey cat movement right there. Have fun, but also prepare for those little vulnerable moments. Ooh, that's a tough word right now, as you practice the handstand. But before we do, it's back to those squats, and as Lauren said, single legs. So pull up a single leg to that other foot or that medial malleolus down there. On a single leg, let's do a knee over toe exercise and just push the hip forward over the knee and then fully extend or cramp up that knee. Repeating just one more, low numbers of repetitions, knee over toe, extend the hip through, hold, and then back to the balls of feet on the other side and pull up to alternate legs. Knee over toe, as Lauren's showing there, the hips are tracking right over the foot and push through. If the butt was going back, we'd call that our hinge, but right now it's our squat or plie, where our hip stays over the foot and we extend it all the way over the knee. Cramping the glutes, I think, was Lauren's cue right there. So feet down, and again, a little bit of a shake there, and I believe we're kind of kicking up soon here.
We are actually, in fact, climbing the wall today.
Ooh.
So we have a little space next to Figgy here, where we'll be climbing upside down. You need to find a little bit of wall space, and it's up to you how high you get here. If you're not into wall climbs, you could practice those 2 crawls we just did. And remember, we're going in that I go, you go fashion. So I'll go first, Ian takes a break, Ian goes, I take a break.
So right now we're going to have a goal of about 15 seconds upside down. If we have a goal of 15 seconds of a handstand in the middle of the room, we should be able to do on the wall first. So 15 seconds, Lauren, it started just a second or two ago. And here we're revisiting all the cues from the warm-up. Open fingers, pressing down, shrugging the shoulders up, straight elbows, making sure we're breathing, and all those cues, that takes 15 seconds to go through. So you can come on down, and if you went with Lauren, enjoy some rest, and we'll go there now.
So always saving energy for your dismount. I cartwheeled out. I like to do that. But remember, you can also walk your hands back out. If you need to come down a little bit sooner to get out safely, please do so. Right now we're upside down. Now you might be thinking, wow, Ian's so good and so close to the wall.
Oh, thank you.
You're right. 3, 2. We've been also practicing this for a very long time. You might not get that close the first couple times, years. And that's okay. You're just slowly pushing that comfort zone a little bit each time, but safely dismounting.
I go, you go, and we'll do it twice. It was so nice enjoying the pursuit. It's definitely challenging, and it's taken some time to get here. But thank you for liking, subscribing, but more importantly, handstanding with us. So Lauren's already been there for 5 seconds. We're working for about 10 seconds more. And off the wall, gently pulling off that wall, challenging your balance. But in this case, this drill is namely to find that line as much as it is to build that endurance. And if I can keep talking, Lauren can keep going, but her clock's good there.
My inner clock there was ticking. All right, Team Ian, one last time here. If your wrists are already feeling it a little bit, take an extra break. But we are about halfway into Ian's handstand hold here. Pushing the floor away, feeling how you distribute weight through your full hands, not just through your wrists for 3, 2, and safe dismount. Very important thing to use the whole hand.
Use the hand, not just the wrist. It's called handstands, not wrist stands. But here we are on that single leg squat. We'll keep our number to 2 again, adding on little variations. Pull up, single leg. This time, let's get into a squat. And extend the leg out front and choose the point or that flex foot, your call, and then underneath and hip extend through. Same idea, but open the knee to the side. And same effort, knee over toe, extend the leg, maintain that turnout, hips forward, bend the knee, stand tall, close to the midline, land toes, balls, and heel push through, just like the wrist flow, hand flow on the warm-up. Other side, same thing. It's 1 repetition as we sit squat and we reach a straight leg to the front and hold, and then underneath and press the hip through, and then open that knee to the side. And for 1 repetition, sit into the squat, extend on the knee, hold the balance, point those toes underneath, stand tall, close adduct to the middle, toes, balls, and heels as you push through. It's back to the wall, I think, isn't it?
It is.
Woo. Right on. And was 15 seconds just the right number for you? Or could we push it just a little bit there? Lauren, what do you think? What's the number for you?
Maybe 20 seconds.
20. Adding just a little bit. 20 seconds is still 25% more time. So little bits on a clock definitely add up with the intensity. So 3, 2, 1. Team Lauren, get up on that wall. And we're going for about 20 seconds here. There's always that checklist. If we start at the top, it's the toes. And if I see that right, Lauren's gently pulling off, and you can pull off 1 at a time just to build that awareness, or the double toe lift off as well. The knees are straight. That's been 20 seconds there, Lauren. So take your time coming down, shake, wiggle, and we'll go.
All right, 20 seconds for TB. And woo, how do those upside down times feel? It's also about getting the brain and the body okay with both being upside down together. We're breathing, we're pushing the floor away, hollowing out, meaning that ribs to hips. We have 10 more seconds here. That ribs to hips action, avoiding that flare in the low back. For 3, 2, and then dismount. Woo. Whoa.
Awesome. Sound effects, they do help, and hopefully they're the fun sound effects. So again, a little bit of a shake and a wiggle, and then it's that final time on the wall for today. Finish with integrity. So we did start strong today, so just want to finish stronger. So maintain your strength and the safety as we lift here. So Lauren has those awesome open hands. The shrugging of the shoulders is there. That hollow body Lauren mentioned is connecting your rib cage in this case to the hips. But again, I think about pulling it into the wall, avoiding
Time countdown.
We have 5 seconds left there, Lauren. 5, 4. I made that up. I think that was pretty fair. Okay, now don't make it up for me. Be nice.
Right,
You are.
Only do it to Lauren. Just don't make
just
it up
to
for
Lauren.
me. Okay, 3, 2, 20 seconds on the clock here. One more set of wall climbs today. Checking with how those shoulders feel. I'm feeling them. They're working, but they're feeling good. I'm feeling my core as I stay tucked. My feet that I tried to point. My grip through my hands for 4, 3, 2, da-da. Dismount safely. Safely.
Safely. Okay. Thank you for those comments. I'm going to read those in just a second here.
It's just telling us our internet disconnected and then reconnected.
Oh, good. Well, I hope we're still live. And
Me
if
too.
not, we're
Sorry.
here. We're having fun. We're practicing. So as we continue, it's the leg to the front. Then we'll take it to the side, return to the front, and stand up. So there's a little more time under tension here. So pull up the ankle. Check. Single leg squat. Got it. Get those balance aids if you need. And then point it to the front. Open it to the side. Keep the turnout. Return it to the front. Down. And push through. Same effort, but this time open it to the side first. And we'll sit in that squat and open it to the side and hold. And then close to the front. And then open to the side. Knee bend. Push through. Close up. Toe ball heel. Push through. Shake. Wiggle. Repeat. Pull up to the ankle. Single leg squat down. Reach to the front and hold. And then open to the side, keeping the energy in the hips pressing forward. Then to the front. And then underneath, and push the hip through. And same thing to the side, so open up from those hips, sit on a single leg, and then out to the side with a straight leg to the front, straight leg to the side, bend leg under in, push the hip through, close, toe ball heel, bend leg under in. I think we got what I meant there. Sometimes those words are lost when that tension or stress is high. But shake it out, have some fun. And if we use the wall and we used our crawls, maybe that connecting bit in between includes
Kick ups. So let's do a set of each kick up and then we'll finish with our favorite one. We'll start with that tripod entry. So right now we'll be on the floor in that tripod position, alternating our kicking leg as we do this right away. So we're going to kick with both legs here. So hands are gripping the floor, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Remember, let's start just with that little baby air. What does it feel like to get off the floor a little bit and just switch feet? Get off the floor a little bit, switch feet. As you feel comfortable, you add a little bit more hup in your step to get towards vertical. And let's keep it nice and safe for another 2 kick-ups here. And 1 more. And landing with control. Whew.
I didn't do the performance enhancing tip, which could include tucking in your shirt.
That's right.
Got to do that first. And again, those little resting intervals in between. With the rest, do you feel ready to go again?
This time we'll try Ian's favorite, which is that step-in entry. So anytime I get into this step-in entry, I have 1 foot, we will try both feet. 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, arms overhead. And then right away, I like to connect my ribs to my hips. Let's think about going up and over that mini fence. And again, baby air to start. Just baby air. Push the floor away, come all the way back up to tall. Repeat. Baby air. Push the floor away, back up to tall. Couple more here. Getting a little bit higher as you want. If you're nervous about kicking too much, you can leave that trailing leg behind you to bring you back down to where you got. Not that, what I did. Okay.
Exhibit Lauren.
One more time each side here. Breathing, come back to where you push from. And last time on your other leg, because I know you didn't want to do it. Other side. Kick and land all the way back to tall. Oh, sorry, I wasn't looking. All the way back to tall.
One last squat, just one repetition here. And let's start at the top this time.
Like 7 minutes long.
No, it won't, I promise.
Okay.
We'll pull up the leg to the knee, if allowed, and then straighten it out front. You choose that high tension foot and get to your safe low, and then that place that you can extend from. Return under, toe ball heel, shake, wiggle. I probably did do my stronger leg first, but this is my strong leg too. So let's do it once on the other side, same thing. So pull up and straighten the leg. Maybe take that breath in as you descend. And where is that place that you can get down safely? And come up with tall power, toe ball heel. That's it for squats, I promise. I think we have one last exercise here, Lauren. What's it going to be?
It's going to be our minute of fun. That's where all the lights should flash and everything. And what it is we put 1 minute on the clock and you practice the skill for the full minute or as close to the full minute as it's appropriate for you today. It could be climbing the wall and trying to hold it. It could be trying some kick-ups in the center of the room. It could be trying to hold your hollow body hold while you're lying on your back. It could be drinking your coffee and just watching.
That sounds
All of
good.
those
1
are
minute
great.
until coffee sounds good.
All of those are great. We'll start in 10 seconds here, so get yourself set up. Make sure the ceiling fan is off, and then we'll go in 5, 3, 2, when you're ready. A minute of fun here.
Solid first attempt. Lauren's got that going. I'm going to get it again there. And breathe.
We're just about 30 seconds in.
Ooh, I think those wall climbs in a great way fatigued me out a little bit. I'm going to try that one more time for about 10 seconds.
Good job. We're breathing, and if you're still practicing, you have 10 more seconds. If you feel like you're done, like you've done enough today like me, let's just shake it out and wait for the rest of our friends.
And now,
Good.
pleasantly done right there.
That felt great.
That did. Always does.
Little
Always
bits at a
does.
time. No need to overdo it. We have our whole life to practice that
That
handstand.
sounds good. And our whole life started about, some odd years ago, but our whole life on YouTube did start about 4 years ago. And we've been very diligently working on that YouTube half hours at a time, 3 times a week. Saturdays is our third exercise practice of the week. So enjoy some rest. And if you can join us next week, it's Tuesdays for kettlebells, strength and swing. Thursdays at the bar class when we press like that and plie similar to that. Ooh, nice little leg circle there. And then you're back here a week from now, live at 8 o'clock in the morning, playing with your strength with Lauren and me, Ian.
Until next time, remember to like and subscribe. Check out our newsletter link on our website, our Patreon page, and take care.
Stay strong.
And let's train soon.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.